So thank you for acknowledging and pointing out that the city has become dependent on the development industry to fund its projects. This is something that's been going on for 10 years, and what may seem like snapping of fingers is a response to something that has incrementally displaced a great number of people in the city. So please don't think it frivolous of us to be trying to stand up for those people. And I'm sure that they're not worried about getting their phone calls answered. So I'd be very interested to hear what you have to say about it. What kinds of if there's only 377 buildings and C2 zones across Vancouver, are there not other locations that you could be targeting for development that we could actually take a breather and leave the affordable rental housing for the people that are currently there?
Well, I think there are. I mean, we have, these are ideas, and so I speak right now on behalf of West Group. We have vacant land that's zone C2, and we have C2 sites that have apartment buildings. If you would like us to stand still on, and we don't have any, we don't have applications in to redevelop these older apartment buildings, but the fact of the matter is these are old apartment buildings. That's another part of the conversation that we're not having here when I refer to a balanced conversation. We have these buildings that were built for a useful life. These buildings are starting to fall down. We have a property on 4th and Alma. It's C2. It's an old apartment building. The wall fell off overnight. It's just because it's old. Replacing that wall was 5% of the building's operating budget on this in that 1 year. And so I guess a concept with the vacant land, could we put density from the C2 site that has an existing rental building, perhaps try and revitalize that building so it does stand up and last longer, the wall doesn't fall down, the rents stay affordable, and move some of the density to a vacant donor site. Like, we have to get creative here, but nobody's ever asked me that.
Why do you think they haven't asked you?
I guess there's a lack of trust, and I can see it with the way that you're asking me your questions.
Well, yeah, you're right about that, because I've been watching this happen over the last 10 years in particular, and I'm feeling the pain of the people that have been speaking to us here today, and this is not the only day. What I've seen have been, enormous growth in real estate development and a lot of displacement of local people. And yes, there is a change, and I have suggested pressing pause. To me, this is an action of appropriate pressing pause so that we can take a breather, assess where we are before we move forward, and not displace a bunch of renters that are hanging on by their fingernails.
Okay, you are out of time. Well, you have 10 seconds, but I wasn't hearing a question emerge out of that.
Would welcome it, but I think when the public would actually really like to be able to have a discussion about this, not just stakeholders.
When I refer to stakeholders, and I think when Jeff does too, that includes the public. That includes tenants, it includes landowners, it includes lenders, it includes developers, builders. Stakeholders is everybody.
Great.
That's my opinion.
Thank you.